If you're explaining to someone in the league who does not know what makes Sean McVay great, you say what, Andrew?
I think it really starts with his ability to communicate. People talk about his intelligence level. They talk about, oh man, this genius play caller and inventing all these things he did, and really what he's done schematically across the league. They talk about his leadership and these things. But to me, you walk in a room with Sean McVay, his ability to communicate sticks out immediately. I've always said when people walk up to me and they go, hey, tell me about Sean McVay, I'd be like, listen, all you need to do is have a 3-minute conversation with him. I forget that 60-second conversation with him, and you'll go, wow, this dude's rare because his ability to articulate and communicate football and what he wants out of you as a player, what he sees the game like, his vision for all that, and what he envisions it going forward comes out crystal clear. And when guys walk out of his team room, they're inspired, they're dedicated, they're focused, and they have a clear understanding of what they're being asked to do. We talk sometimes about guys who are dictators and tough on guys, and oh man, you got to push these guys. Well, maybe that just means maybe you don't have to do that. Maybe it's that you don't communicate well enough that guys walk out of that room feeling inspired and also educated to go do their job, right? And so they know how to apply what it is they need to do and take in the information at the same time. And so I think he does a great job of being able to educate and give you the tools to walk out on a field and go play football. And so that's the place it starts from. And then all those other things, they happen too. But it starts with his ability to communicate in a room and give a clear message to his team and a clear focus on what the game plan is.
Can you give me an example of something he conveyed to you that just blew your mind? Whether that's explaining something complicated simply or just conveying something about football to you in a simple way.
Yeah, I think the most impressive thing I've ever seen, 11 years in the league, I move over to Los Angeles Rams. His first 4 weeks of OTAs as a 30-year-old, youngest head coach in NFL history. We spent the first hour or so of team meetings for the first 4 weeks he had the job, explaining what football character looked like, what communication looked like, visual cues, like what are visual cues and how you communicate as a teammate, your body language, looking upset, looking happy, showing energy, showing passion, showing frustration, how you communicate verbally. What are ways that you can communicate and show character in the way you communicate verbally? How do you show what consistency is? What is being at your best when your best is required? We spent time, not talking about football for the first hour of our meetings. We spent time, in my opinion, talking about what it is to be a good person and a good human being and a good athlete and a good football player in general. And when you start with a foundation that's built on how do I do the right things, handle myself in the right way, and support the people around me to where we all elevate together, I think you got a good chance of having a pretty good football team. And I think to me, it's that kind of thing that he can communicate in a way that makes it clear that we're in this thing together and we all work our butts off to elevate each other. It's because it's not cheesy, it's not fake, it's
Right.
not anything. It's about, hey, man, like, here's the realities, bro. Like, when we have a bad play on a football field, if your body language sucks, what is
Right.
that doing for us? Right.
Yep.
And see, on the flip side, I would say some people say, hey, guys might be like, oh, this high school BS. I would say that a lot of coaches are scared and they're fearful. And that's the reality of the league right now. A lot of teams that suck right now, it's because their head coaches are scared to challenge their players as men to act like men. And they walk around it in the interviews, they walk around it in the meetings. And the reality is every player in that room sitting there going, why aren't you telling him he can't act like that? Why aren't you saying that we all have to do it the same way? And that frustration leads to their team struggling more than anything else in that entire building is leaving the elephant in the room. A lot of coaches are scared to talk about the elephant, and it leads to their team going downhill.
That's an incredible explanation.